Good afternoon, everyone. At this time, we ask that you please rise for our national anthem and kindly remain standing for the invocation that follows by Dr. Francis Pizzarelli, our lecturer in sociology and the social sciences.
Let us realize God's presence in our midst. This afternoon, as we gather on a landscape that has been marred by so much suffering, so much death, so much divisiveness, we gather as a community of hope as we celebrate the achievements and accomplishments of our graduating class. And so, God, we ask you to bless these graduates with a restless discomfort about easy answers, half-truths, and superficial relationships, that they might seek truth boldly and love deep within their hearts. God bless them with holy anger and injustice, oppression, the exploitation of people, so that they might tirelessly work for justice, for freedom and peace for all people. God bless them with the gift of tears, to be shed for those who suffer pain, rejection, starvation, or the loss of anything that they cherish, so that we might reach out our hands to comfort them and transform their pain into joy. And finally, God bless them with enough foolishness to believe that they really can make a difference in this world, so that with your grace, they are able to do what others say cannot be done. So, graduates of 2020, 2021, may you always be agents of social change, transformation, and hope. Amen. Please be seated.
Thank you, Father Frank. Welcome, graduates, family, and friends to the 102nd Annual Commencement of St. Joseph's College. My name is Robert Riley, and I serve as Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. We hope that you enjoyed the virtual toast to graduate celebration leading into today's commencement, where many of your favorite faculty, staff, alumni, and your fellow students extended congratulations to you through pictures, speeches, and video. Although many of these individuals are not able to be with us today due to New York State COVID-19 capacity restrictions, we are extremely excited that we are able to celebrate with you in person at this time on campus. As we continue with our program, and before our first speaker, I'd like to remind all graduates and guests that masks are to be worn for the duration of this event, and that we respect the personal space of those not in your party through proper social distancing. Also at this time, please silence your cell phones and other electronic devices. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Christopher R. Carroll, Esquire, class of 1988, and Chair of St. Joseph's College Board of Trustees.
Thanks, Rob. This is the fourth ceremony we've done today, so every time I get to hear 1988 over and over again. So thank you for that in particular, Rob. Where's Carly Credidio? So last night, for those who were on the Zoom event, which was a great event last night, and those who weren't, you're going to learn a couple things right now. I had the privilege of awarding the first, and it's the inaugural, Donald Baumgarten Leadership in Action Award. And the Board of Trustees instituted this year really to recognize and honor Don for his leadership through the pandemic, because it was extraordinary. And so the award goes to a student on both campuses who has exemplified those leadership traits. And Carly was the recipient last night for Patchogue. And so I wanted to congratulate her. But as importantly, I'm a lawyer, and I get paid to talk to judges, to juries. And when I got to Carly's last name, I mangled it in ways that I don't think anyone else could mangle it. So I wanted to apologize to Carly, but also to recognize her and tell her that we're really proud for her to have that award. My older daughter graduated from college last month, and we had it virtual. We weren't able to be there. And as I stand here and look out for you guys, it really strikes me how important this moment is and how much I would have given anything to be with my daughter, to have this. And this is a special time. And even though it's not the graduation that everyone might have envisioned, I'll tell you this, it's better than every graduation I've been to. Because you're sitting with your family, you're sitting with the people that have been there for you from the beginning. And that's more meaningful than sitting in Nassau Coliseum with folks in the rafters. You're sitting with the people that matter. So appreciate the administration, Don, and faculty for putting this together, because it's really important. We didn't do this last year, and as the chair of the board, you get to do some really great things, some not great things. This is the greatest thing I get to do. And for 14 years, I've had the privilege of standing before graduates and sharing this moment. And it's really, really important to me because you're part of my family. 33 years ago, and we know that because it's 1988, I graduated from St. Joseph's, from Patchogue. I sat right here where you guys are sitting. And I remember thinking a bunch of things. I remember thinking, this is exciting. You know, it's 4 years, difficult. You get through it. You fight hard. You have people around you supporting you, but it was an accomplishment. For you guys, it's even more of an accomplishment because you did something that I never had to do. You lived through something that I never had to live through, a pandemic. And hats off to what you did, because it was much more difficult than what I had to do back then. But I still had a feeling of accomplishment. And I also knew that my family was there and that they were proud. And that made me feel good. And I can assure you that everyone here, behind you and in front of you, feels proud of what you've done, because it's significant and it's important. And so you should feel good about that. And that's why this day is always the best day for me, the greatest thing that I get to do as a board chair. So I'm going to tell you a little story. I've got two daughters. I already talked to you about the one, and I've got one who's 3 years younger than my older daughter. And for purposes of this story, we're going to call her Annabelle, largely because her name is Annabelle. And Annabelle was 5 at the time this story took place. And her older sister, Marley, again, that's her name, Marley was having surgery the next day. And Marley had to choose one parent to go into the operating room with her. That was the rule. Couldn't have both. So Marley and Annabelle were talking, and Annabelle said, "What's the matter?" Marley said, I got to choose between Mommy and Daddy on who's going to go into the operating room with me. And without missing a beat, Annabelle said, "Well, just pick the one you love more." And I wish that story wasn't true, but it is. And I don't tell it to you to feel bad, because I know where I am in that ranking. I totally understand that. But I tell it to you to just talk about the idea of family. It's a funny thing. Families are amazing. Families are hard. Families are everything in between. And we share great times with them, and we share tough times with them, and we share angry times with them, and oftentimes we have all those things in one day. Today, it's about only one thing. It's about happiness and everything that comes with it, because everyone in this room is happy. You guys are happy for graduating. Parents, family, happy for you, for what you've accomplished. We're happy to be part of that experience for you. Today is about happiness. That's why it's so special. So here's what I know. I know you guys are going to be wildly successful in whatever you do going forward. I know that. I sat there. I know you're going to be successful. How do I know that? Because you're graduating from St. Joseph's College. You have a degree from St. Joseph's College. You were taught by professors who are significant. They're wonderful, and they've taught you well, and you've learned well. And you're going to take that, and you're going to do wildly successful things. But I'm going to ask you to do one more thing. Do well, but do good. Do something good. Make a difference. Change the world. You can do it. You have the support of your family, friends, us. You have abilities that, quite frankly, most people don't have. Change the world. This world needs that right now. It needs people who are going to do something different, who are going to do something special, who are going to change the world. I'm going to invite you to do that every day. Look for some small opportunity or big opportunity to just do something special. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I congratulate you. And on behalf of myself, I welcome you to my family. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Carroll. And now it is my great honor to introduce Dr. Donald R. Baumgarten, the 8th President of St. Joseph's College.
Thank you, Rob. And thank you, Chris, for that wonderful address and incredible stories. How many students do we have here today who are graduates of the class of 2020? Good. All right, I'm so happy to see you. Let's give them a round of applause. When we originally developed the idea for our commencement, which, as you can see, is quite a production, we wanted to be sure to honor the class of 2020, and so all the members of 2020 were invited to this ceremony. We also extended that to a few years out as well for those that couldn't come today, because I know how much this day means to them and to their families. And so I'm thrilled to see some of you here today. I hope to see other members of the class of 2020 at future commencements as well. Whether you're from the class of 20 or the class of 21, you've achieved something wonderful, something fantastic. And it's been no small task during this last year, challenging year for all of us. Graduates, you've made a dream come true, but you didn't do that alone. You had your family, you had your friends, you had the faculty, the staff, your fans. All of them were a part of your success today. And so what I'd like for the graduates to do is to stand and give a round of applause to those family members that are here today and friends that helped them. Please stand. It's going to be those people right behind you. Excellent. So this is a day for graduation, a day for celebration. It's also a day for reflection, to reflect about what brought you here today and what you're taking out into the world after you graduate. What are the values that you hold dear to your heart that are going to follow you through the rest of your life? I think those values are going to be the values of St. Joseph's College. And our first important value is intellectual value, the ability to use your intellect to solve problems, to deal with life. And hopefully you've had the kind of rigorous intellectual training here that is going to allow you to do that. Secondly, spiritual values. Those spiritual values provide you with the emotional depth and the resilience that you need to cope with the world around you. Integrity. Our personal integrity is what gives strength and power to our words and to our ideas. A commitment to social justice, which provides the energy to transform the world around us. And finally, a willingness to serve others, which opens hearts and minds and leads us to the practice of love, unity, and reconciliation. Those are the key values of our college, and I know that each of you hold those values within you right now. So this is a day of joy and rejoicing, and it's your last day as a student. But it's not your last day as a learner. St. Joseph's College never promised that we could teach you everything. But I hope that in the time that you've spent with us, we've taught you how to learn anything. And I know that you've learned a great deal over the last year. You've learned to know what it means to draw upon all available resources, your experiences and the experiences of others. You've learned how important it is to focus and not have your thoughts derailed by social media. And together, we've also learned many things through this very, very difficult year. We've learned about the importance of the wisdom of science. We've celebrated our commitment to healthcare workers. We've become even more aware of the vulnerable and those that are in danger of job loss. Each of these things have inspired us to ask, what more can we do as students, as graduates of St. Joseph's College, as a part of the larger community? We've witnessed the power of social justice movements and the importance of fairness and the rule of law. We've learned the importance of equality, of opportunity, and fair access to exercise of civic responsibilities like voting and peaceful protest. We've learned to respect the value of diversity and the knowledge that multiple voices can lead to innovative solutions. We've learned to honor those who speak the truth and don't hide behind authority or power. This is the motto of our alma mater, esse non videre, to be, not to seem. And this is your mission, to be real, to be and not seem to be mere graduates of St. Joseph's College, but to link your intellect and your spirit to something divine, to something larger than all of us, to the greater good of the world, to make a difference to those around us. So graduates of 2020 and 21, you are now part of a long tradition, 43,000 alumni. You're part of a tradition of over 100 years of students who have gone out and taken those 5 values and put them into practice. And so I ask of you today to go forward and to change the world. Thank you. The trustees of St. Joseph's College, pursuant to the authority vested in them by the Board of Regents of the State of New York, and on the recommendation of the faculty, hereby confer on the members of the graduating class who have completed the courses of study and satisfied the requirements prescribed therefor, the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelors of Science as appropriate, with all the privileges, honors, immunities thereunto appertaining. And now the moment you've been waiting for. The names of each graduate will be called at this time. Graduates, please take direction from our ushers who will direct you to the stage. Please be reminded you are to remain socially distanced and that you are only to remove your masks when stopping on stage for your picture by our professional photographer. All guests, we ask that you remain in your seats. Because of the unusual nature of commencement this year, the stage party, including myself, are actually doing this 7 times. And frankly, I would do it 70 times because of the joy that it gives me, and I know the joy that it gives to you families and students who are gathered here today. But as part of that, I have to go to the next tent for the next ceremony. So I want you to know, students, how proud I am of you, graduates of 21 in particular, because you're the first class of students who've graduated during the entire time I've been president, and so I'm especially touched today to see you here today. I wish all of you the very best and the most happy day possible, and remember always that you are a part of an incredible family, the family of St. Joseph's College. Thank you.
It doesn't matter if it looks like, it doesn't matter. Okay. And then as soon as we're done, I'm gonna do that. The device we. Okay. Turn your top, right? Okay. Thank you. Carl William Siciliano. Tyler J. Melder. Jason M. Sirabon. Michaela S. Nolan, magna cum laude. John R. G. Cortez. Christopher Kevin Olson. Susan Rodriguez. Noreen Hurtado.
Mary Kate Bain. Amy de los Santos Mendez. Jason Allen Block. Vincent J. Abamonte. Carla Estefania Lituma. Kyle V. Biggers. Aaron Sean Jenkins. Angela Patricia Santaniello. Christopher John Diamore. Jonathan Paul Nostro.
I'm sorry, let me say it again. Luis, right? A. Ramache. Sorry. Anna Nicole Hemberger. Ahmed Timsa. Kelsey Teresa Gray. John P. Stanzik. Michael Joseph Spiteri. Caitlin Ashley Damasi. Daniela Alexandra Galanti, summa cum laude. Jessica Salgado. Mia Olivia Diagiovanna.
Hunter Austin King. Vanessa E. Rodriguez. Justine Lynn Arena. Jonathan Michael Avelli, cum laude. Joseph M. Tantito III. Tyler J. Cronk. Sarah M. Rizzo, magna cum laude. Jillian Taylor Lamia. Michael Bosco. George A. Rubio.
Nicholas Cordero. Dalton James Halloran. Laura Marie Falacara. Jeremy N. Anderson. Renee M. D'Angelo. Michelle Ann Wilcox, summa cum laude. Karen Marie Hengeveld. Matthew John Fierst. Adam G. Best. James D. McLevy.
Tony Parenti.
Okay. It's okay.
Anne Marie Rose Ciano. Vincent Dragan Milkovic. Samina Naveed Javed. Carissa Marie Loria, magna cum laude. Alexander Felice. Christine F. Pasiri. Tyler Andrew Velez. Timothy Francis Hardy.
Danielle Alana Pontieri. Marissa Tooker. Rosieri Garcia Cruz. Zoe Nicole Kelly, cum laude. Samantha Emerson Serra. Daniel Andrew Kaufman. Marley Lopez Camiso. Michael Joseph Spadaro. Rosemary D. Schuler Smith. Brian Lewis Lyons.
Lindsay M. Krywalap, cum laude. Sarah Molnar. Andrea I. Baroa Ramos. Ryan Thomas Peck. Daria Greenlee. Carly Sue Credidio. Joshua A. Sabella, summa cum laude. David Chilton, magna cum laude. Crystal M. Bennett. Ricardo Zapata.
Tina Capote. Nicholas Dante Favellaro. Kyle Lucas Cavaco. Scott Robert Grau. Lauren Nicole Kropp, cum laude. Thomas Christopher Monty. Matthew Joseph Sitaro. Linda Stone.
Michael Robert Sangiamo. Tyler J. Lewis. Caitlin Gutierrez. Rami Elizabeth Medina. Yoeni Fidelina Tavares Bueno. Monica Rafaela Caballero. Matthew Paul Dula. Michael Anthony Georgie.
Brianna Goncalves. Estefani Romero. Congratulations. Jimmy Peralta. Congratulations. Ryan Edward Wheeler. Mallory A. Lechnick. Cheyenne Bolden.
What's up? You're good. Congratulations.
Thomas Austin Newman. Carolina Best.
Etela Ruiz. Jessica Young, cum laude. Sofia Caputo. Joseph Matthew Colon, magna cum laude. Raylia Joy Minot. Michael Joseph Spadaro, summa cum laude.
That's it.
Will the graduates please stand? We have one more important thing to do. As a sign of the achievement of earning your degree, will you please turn your tassel to the other side of your academic cap? Congratulations. As the commencement comes to a close, the college community hopes that all graduates continue to grow and flourish as alumni and in your personal and professional lives. And may our graduates, families, and friends be blessed with good health and hope in a bright future. Please remain in your seats and follow the direction of your ushers, who will lead you to exit in an orderly fashion. Congratulations and enjoy your celebrations.